Thank you so much for staying tuned to Y254 TV. I hope you've had a lovely day. Welcome back to the Power Talk Show. I am your host, Cheryl Blessing, and I am joined on set by Brian, who's telling us a very fascinating story of ni love, ni fairy tale, but you know, fairy tales, they also have their dark sides and their sad moments. So as we're continuing to listen to his story this evening, I want you to go to our platforms at Y254. We understand there is so much that's happening, not just in the country, in the world. And for the past few years, months, you know, a lot is going on, especially with our men, our young men, our older men. We want to hear from you. Tell us, how are you dealing with the grief? How are you dealing with some of the stress that life is throwing away? Tell us a personal story of how you've overcome a challenge that you felt like, this is too much. I don't even know how I'm going to go from here. Go on our platforms at Y254 and let us know. Do we even give men the space to grieve? Tell us by going to our platforms at Y254. I can't wait to hear your comments. I want to give the men a platform because this month I've been all about the guys. I'm all about the men because we need our men to be healthy. We need our men to be okay. We need our men to be strong because that's the only way we can continue on. And we need to address some of the issues that, you know, ziko ndani kwa roho and saying you can talk to anyone. And Brian is sharing with us a very interesting story of him experiencing love, him experiencing loss. So many questions, not enough answers, but we're trying to figure out what is the point and how do we deal with everything. So you've just told us about, let me call her the love of your life. It feels like she is.
That girl was just something.
This is Liz. You met in church. You courted her. You were friends for a year. Ulikuwa unaangalianga unasema huu dem, huyu nimekumark. Mungu akasema ni sawa. I've given Liz to you. And then on the day when you're celebrating your union on your wedding day, she starts getting a toothache. Kitu kidogo tu. Toothache, I feel like, especially as an adult, there are times when I've had a toothache and I'm like, wa, hizo meno sasa zinamea, zile meno za huko nyuma kabisa. And we dismiss pains like that. We dismiss headaches. We dismiss stomachache. You know, but it did not go away. The pain didn't go away. So you even went on your honeymoon for 5 days to the South Coast. And then you came back on a Sunday. You had to rush to hospital.
Exactly.
So tell us what happened.
So the doctor, of course, the first thing, the doctor wanted to know what is in there. So this, she was a dentist. So she sent us to Nairobi Hospital for a scan. So we did a scan and we brought back the scan and she said, there's something, I think it's the molar or premolar or something, is growing while pushing the other teeth. So it needs to be removed. No one knew there was something else right above that tooth, which was now causing that. So she booked us for Wednesday. That's on Sunday. Because there was some medication she gave her for, I think, acclimation or something. It's called it's some medication which was just supposed to do something in preparation for Wednesday. So on Wednesday we wake up and my girl cannot wait to get to the doctor for this thing to be removed because it's causing her sleepless nights. Yeah,
it's very uncomfortable, I imagine.
It's 2 weeks, barely 2-3 weeks in marriage. How does it start? You understand? So we went, the tooth was removed and there was some relief, but now the socket is not healing. A normal tooth, when it's extracted, we expect the socket to heal within a month. Maybe if your immunity is down, within a month or month and a half. That is early December, January, and part of Feb. The thing is not healing. So we got concerned, right? And we had to go back now to a different dental center for another checkup. Sorry. And the surgeon we found there removed so much internal pus or something. So he removed a lot of stuff. And he said, no, this is abnormal. And we need to do an advanced scan, I think CT scan. He sent us to Vital Ray in Upper Hill. We went, did the CT scan, and we returned back to Vimark Dental Center. And the surgeon said, the maxillofacial surgeon, he said there is something right above the jaw. You know, that sorry, that on its own it's not a good news when you hear there is something.
Because what is something? Something is very vague.
And the doctor tells us, for us to know what exactly it is, we need to do a biopsy. And biopsy, I had not heard of what biopsy is. But it entails cutting some piece of meat where that swelling is. Then it's taken to a lab for analysis and all that. Let me tell you, so he told us to go to his clinic along Thika Road. We did the biopsy, and he told us to take it to Lancet. Lancet is a laboratory along Gong Road. And we went there, and after 2 weeks, the results were out. So they were sent to him, and he called us. So I told my wife, let's go. I'm not leaving you. We are in this together.
Yeah, let's
so
just find out.
I took an afternoon off, and we went, took a cab. We got there, and the doctor, of course, he had what to tell us. And he looked at me like this, and he told me, Brian, brace yourself to walk a very tough journey with your wife. That already is a shock on me.
Yeah.
I just got married. What are you telling me? And the doctor told me, your wife has a tumor right above the jaw. And it's one of the rare tumors, very aggressive. It's growing so fast. And you can't wait. Tomorrow, that was on the 31st. That was on 31st March 2021. Right? Remember, someone said April something is coming.
April there's going to be some news.
So he tells us tomorrow you need to see a maxillofacial surgeon at Kenyatta Hospital. It's 1st April. And now I remembered. So this is what my sister-in-law was talking about when she talked about something was coming. This was what was coming.
Ready.
Yeah, and let me tell you, we left the clinic, and on our way, my wife is crying. Liz is crying, and I'm trying to play strong. And we're in that matatu, and she's telling me, love, I have cancer. Because now I asked the doctor, is it malignant? Is it cancerous? And he told me, unfortunately, yes, it is cancerous. And it's aggressive. See, they will tell you as it is.
That's not encouraging.
Let me tell you,
at all.
I could see Liz crying, and I get moved, I begin to cry, but I have to look to the other side because we're seated like this. This is the window. I look at this side, I wipe the tears, and I come back to her.
Strong.
And one thing I remember told her, I'm with you in this. I said, for better, for worse, not for better, for better. And she could tell me, thank you, love. Thank you. We got home. Of course, we cried together. I told her, please allow me to cry with you. Let's cry together. Let's let it out and accept that this is what we are dealing with, but we're going to go through it. I'm not going to leave you. The next morning, we are at Kenyatta. And guess what the maxillofacial surgeon tells us? They need to remove the eye. Because the tumor is now touching the orbit, the eye cup. The way the eye goes in, the tumor was right below it. And I began to picture a newly wedded girl with one eye. And I was like, no, this is not happening. And I remember saying, no, let us seek a second opinion. We went to Nairobi Hospital. Maxillofacial surgeon told us the same thing. And I remember calling my mentor in church, one of the men I honor so much. He walked that journey with me, and he told me, Brian, no, let's seek a third opinion. And during that time, one of the senior staff where I work had a contact in another maxillofacial, I think radiologist in Aga Khan, and he connected me with him, and he paid. He told me, Brian, take your wife to Aga Khan, let's get a third opinion, and I will pay everything that will be needed today. Support. People surrounding you. So we went, and the Aga Khan, they are so thorough, so they did not want to ride on results from other people. So they told me, go collect the biopsy tissue. We will need to do another test to just confirm what Lancet has said it is what it is. And they confirmed it is. And they told me, Brian, the fact this tumor it's not operable. It cannot be operated. So what exactly? We need to subject your wife to chemotherapy to bring the tumor down to an operable state. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Liz began chemotherapy. We did 6 sessions of chemotherapy. Very strong chemotherapy. It knocked her down when I'm with her in the house. she was going. She dried up when I'm with her in the house, and I'm alone. And I remember rushing her to hospital, and she was able to come back and all that. So we finished, they brought down the dosage so that she is able to go through. So we finished the chemotherapy, they did the scan, and they said the tumor is still not operable. We need to go to the next phase of treatment, radiotherapy. Let me tell you, I've never seen anything like that. That girl, because it was head and neck, so they were subjecting her to radiation around here. She turned black within a couple of days. And I'm like, if I married Liz because of beauty, I'll be out. But I married her for who she was to me, not for what she had. So we did the radiotherapy. And after radiotherapy, of course, it's a post-treatment scan. The scan showed she cannot still be operated. We went to another treatment called immunotherapy. It had just been introduced in the country. Very expensive treatment. But by God's grace, we were able to go through 6 sessions. They did a post-treatment scan. And they're telling me, Brian, still this thing cannot be operated. Unfortunately, it is being treated. It goes down 1 step, then it goes, it just shoots 3 steps. It's an aggressive kind of a thing. We rarely see that type of a cancer. I don't know what it was. I don't know. So they told me, so I asked them, what's the way forward? And this is what they're telling me. We need to take her through another one more immunotherapy. And I asked them, so if 6 have not done anything, what will one do? I think it's the high time I take my wife to India. And they told me, you have our blessing. You go. We've done every best treatment we could give her, but go try. Yeah, and they got the documentations, the histopathology report ready and all that. And of course, through the church, family and friends, was able to put together resources. My flight tickets were catered for by my people in my workplace. People, like start support. And we went. When we got to India, oh goodness, we got to India around 11 p.m. No, I don't know no one. I don't know no one. And there is no roaming. I don't know no one. So I'm looking for someone who has a placard written Brian. And Liz is tired. I'm pushing her with a wheelchair. And I'm pushing the bags. So I could push her, leave her somewhere, come for the bags, push them. I push her. She got tired and she got mad at me. Eventually, by God's grace, we were able to trace the guy and he took us to the hotel. Let me tell you, in the morning, I washed her. And when I was washing that girl, she looked at herself in the mirror and she asked me, love, nimekonda hivi? She had lost a lot of weight. And I got so emotional and asked her, love, this is what we're going to do. Can you believe in what I'm telling you? Yes, these mirrors, let them not speak to you. I'm your husband. And what I tell you is what you'll believe. I took the loose covers of the seats in the apartment. I covered all the mirrors in the apartment. And I told her, listen to me. You're beautifully and wonderfully made.
Yeah.
You're still beautiful. You're still the girl I married.
I love that because you have to encourage her.
Yeah.
So what happened in India? Did you manage to get any help?
In India, of course, doctors will tell you the truth as it is. Of course, some things they will not tell you when the patient is there. So when we went, we were referred to a surgeon in Northwest Hospital in India. And I think he was called Chongsu. And that guy told us, I'm among the best 2 surgeons in the world. And no one can operate this thing. We need to go back to chemotherapy. And this referred us back to Apollo Hospital. I went there and the lead doctor told us, Brian, you have done all the treatments and we are here. He told me we are at the edge. I said, what is that supposed to mean? The best chemotherapies you have already been given back in your country. So I can only give your wife a chemotherapy we give old people to just prolong their lives. And I told him, what are you trying to say? That Liz is dying? She looked at me and he looked at me and did not give me an answer. So they began the treatment. It was a pill. So they could put it in some water and she's given. Of course, your time, Liza is cooler. So alikuwa amewekwa a pipe. So I was feeding her through syringe and all that. So treatment continued. And after 1 month, of course, I had to travel back, to fly back to the country to take care of work. We needed to keep the goodwill with our employer. Of course, herself, because of the condition, the employer was lenient enough to just allow her to. That was God.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I put together documents for my mother, her mom, to come to India. Then I fly back. So I showed mom what to do here and there, the hospital, where the billing is, the person to go to. There's a person who takes care of Kenyan patients in India. So I traveled back. So while I'm here, the doctor called me. And the doctor told me that, Brian, when you are here, your wife used to take a few days to recover when she's admitted, right? She used to take 2 days. Now she's taking 2 weeks. And we are not happy with what we are seeing. Now you have to come for her. And I'm asking them, what is happening? They told me, unfortunately, Brian, your wife cannot get healed. And we are sorry to tell you that she only has 3 months to live. You see, as a young person, this is so hard for me to take, you know. And I told them, what are you trying to say? Like, there's nothing that can be done. Then they said, yeah, just come for her. I dilly-dallied because my wife was willing to fight and finish the treatment. 2 weeks later, they called me and they told me, Brian, it's not a request. Come for your wife. Because if you don't, I remember them telling me that how expensive it is to transfer someone who is dead from a foreign land. And it's against their policy to keep someone in a foreign soil in that stages of their life with that chronic illness. So it was now approaching our anniversary, November 2021. And they told me, just look for a way. What you can tell your wife for her to agree to come back home. You can tell her that the palliative care that is happening can be done back in Kenya. And so at the same time, there was a healing conference in our church. So I used our anniversary and the conference to convince her that we need to go back. Let me tell you, Wairimo came back crying. I remember us landing at JKIA and the girl was in tears. She went and she came back worse than she left. Because when we were going to India, alikuwa anaongea. Akirudi, hiyo tumor ilikuwa ishatoboa shimo hapa hivi. So akiongea, alikuwa anaongea like upepo inaingililia hapa, so hawezi pronounce words. So we were like chatting, ndo tuweze kuelewana. So ananiambia, I remember akiniandikia, I'm coming back worse than I left. And that touched me as a husband. We landed, of course, our people were waiting for us, our family, and all that, and we came. We attended the conference, and the girl was prayed for. The next day after the conference, she has a bloated stomach. We rushed her to Nairobi Hospital, and she's given medication. She's now able to, because hizo ma painkillers zinafanya tumbo bloat, so haizi enda choo, na pia blood pressure iko chini, haizi push and all that. So ikabidi sasa, the doctors in Nairobi Hospital, they don't know her. They don't have the history. So we had to take her back to Aga Khan. So we were back, hospital, home after every week. And I remember March, starting of March, Lizali bleed. Nimetoka tu nimeenda job. Naona mama ananipigia. Every time nilikuwa naona simu ya mama nilikuwa na panic. So mama alinipigia simu na nikuchukua. Mama alikuwa anapiga nduru, ananiambia ita Uber, Liza na bleed. The girl lost like 2 liters of blood. Na hiyo blood sasa ikafunika. So she was like dying. Aliadmitiwa Aga Khan for 2 weeks na tukaenda home. Yeah, so tukaamua to change hospital because now we were also running short of
the finances.
Because also the insurance walikuwa washaanza kuniambia, Brian, the way things are looking, we don't want you to find yourself in a place where we can't support you. We are proposing you some equally good hospitals but cheaper, where whatever lease is being given here can be given. And they proposed to us a hospital, which I took Liz Avenue. And I took Liz to Avenue, and the doctor saw her. That was on the 15th of March, 2023. That day, the doctor gave us some medication. We went home. Let me tell you, you're 15, tumefika home 16th, 17th, Liz is not talking to me. Ananitisha tu food. Ananiuliza, mimi ni wanani? Wewe ni nani? That question was crushing me. Because ameanza kupoteza memory. Namwambia, babe, I'm your husband. Namwambia, babe, nakupenda. Ni chat. she's not talking. On Saturday, on that Friday sasa tumeamka, and she's now hata amezima. Haitishi food, haitishi dawa, haitishi anything. Tukampeleka Avenue. That Friday evening akaadmitiwa. So kuadmitiwa, alipitishwa tu hapo, akapelekwa ICU because hakukuwa na HDU. It was not a case of ICU. Madaktari wakasema juu hakuna vitanda HDU, tunampeleka wapi? ICU. Siko najua that the last day I'm seeing that girl. So tumeenda home, ameadmitiwa na tumeenda home. Tukaambiwa ana blood. Tuchangamke asubuhi, twende tu ama O positive. So nilikuwa najua nita. So asubuhi tumejipanga twende kutoa blood. Nilipigiwa simu around 4 AM na daktari akaniambia, Liz is not responding. We've been trying to resuscitate her since 3 and she's not responding. And since you did not sign, there is a form, patient akifika hizo levels, as a caregiver you need a primary caregiver as a husband. You have to sign. Inamaanisha, huyu inasemaga, if my patient, the organs fail, don't take her to life support. Ukisign against that, watamwangalia tu adedi. If the kidneys fail, do not dialyze, don't put her in a dialysis. Ukisign. So mimi nilikataa kusign. Nisema no. If my girl gets those levels, do what you can to just ensure that don't look at her to die. So nilipomtoa Aga Khan, of course Liz alikuwa shaambia madaktari wa Aga Khan, I don't want to leave my husband in debt. She has done so much for me. Don't. So she had told the doctors, don't put me in those machines. And you see, the doctor will follow the will of the patient. Primarily. Secondary, caregiver. So mine was overwritten. So when I took her to Avenue, I knew that has been scrapped off. And let me tell you, God just honored her wish, because when they called me, they told me, we are trying to resuscitate her, but we can't do it because you have not signed. Or rather, if you don't sign, you give them a blank check. Do what you can to make her live. You understand? Yeah. So they were telling, it's good we run this through you, that we just ask you, do we proceed? Do we proceed and put Liz on life support? Do we proceed and put Liz on dialysis? Do we proceed and put Liz on all this? I told them, proceed please. Proceed, and I'm on my way. Hiyo time nisha prepare, nilikuwa nimelala na msistangu na my friend. So we were 3 of us. Tumechukua cab. So tulikuwa kwa barabara around Kangemi tukienda. Let me tell you, walinipigia simu. Akaniambia, umefika wapi? Niambia, I'm 10 minutes away. Tulifika the same with my brother-in-law and the family, because walikuwa wamelala kwa nyumba ingine pia. Tulifika, then the doctor starts. You know, when we called you, we had tried to do this. We had tried to do this. We had tried to do this. We tried to put a life support through the mouth. It refused. Where is this conversation going? Then we tried to cut the throat so that we get the pipe of breathing through here, because now we could not get it through here because the tumor's blocked.
The mouth, yeah.
And by the time we are cutting the throat, Liz was... no one could take that. No one could take that. And we just wanted to see, where is the body? Where is Liz? Yeah. And she opens for us the door, and I find my wife, her body lying there, and blood, because when they are trying to resuscitate, of course, sometimes you can injure the lungs and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
what was going through your mind since the phone call at 4 AM? What was going through your mind the whole time?
Let me tell you, at some point, some bigger part of me was like, this girl might be gone. But the resilient guy who was waiting to see Liz healed was still saying, no, I rebuke you. Part of me was saying, when I get.
Yeah.
But the doctor calls you and tells you things, and you are, no. Whatever this conversation is, something is happening. Yeah, and we got there. The body was still warm. I do like this, and the eyes seems like they're seeing me, and I tell the doctor, no, there's something you can do. This girl is still alive. And within 5 minutes, holding her, and she's becoming cold, and she begins, she's not there. And I still have my ring.
I think the thing that makes me so sad about the entire situation is you never got to really celebrate your marriage. both you and Liz, you never really got to... Sasa, how have we gotten here? How have we gotten to the point where... Do you guys remember Brian at the beginning of the show? Smiling, happy. How have you gotten to the point of healing? Because 2023 is very recent. Right now we're in 2025. Yeah. It's less than 2 years, I believe.
Yeah.
So how have you gotten to the point of accepting, healing, and continuing to live regardless of everything?
Let me tell you, it's been a tough journey. It's been a tough journey because Liz is dead, right? We take her to the morgue, Mona Lisa, Montezuma or something. Then after a week, I lay her to rest. Like I'm still believing that this girl is not gone. I was telling God, no. We've been praying. Like I remember putting together like 30 scriptures for Liz. I tell her that we will keep speaking these scriptures. I remember one specifically that I put before you life and death. Choose life. And I was telling her, I choose life for you. How is she dead? So I believed when I saw the coffin go down in soil. Then I went there the next day. I built, because I buried her in Langata. She had already told me to bury her in Langata on the 22nd of December, 2022. And I told her, I'm not burying you in Langata. You're not going nowhere. The caregivers will always live in that.
Yeah.
So it's been a tough journey. 5 months, I did not go to church. I was feeling God was unfair, right? I was feeling like, God umenipea msichana, nimempata kwa madhabahu. Tumekutrust with money for our wedding. God sorted our wedding debt-free. Liz needed money for treatment, debt-free. That girl did not leave me with any debt.
And that was a lot. You spent upwards of 10 million for the treatment.
Between 9 and 11 million. But God did not, even the last bill at Avenue, it was sorted. I was not. So I'm here asking God, Ume provide kila kitu, then you call her. Do you think about me? You understand those questions we are in as children of God? And for 5 months, I was just in my house. I moved houses. Our Kalito sister Angela came to stay with me. Aliniambia, I remember kwa mazishi akisema, you will not die. I will come. She left her house to come and stay with me. I commend her for that. She stayed with me for 1 year until she got married.
Yeah.
And for those 5 months, I remember one man I honor with everything I have. I'm so indebted to him. He's called Pastor Jakes. We had known one another, I think, late 2022, early 2023, because he had now joined our church from GCC, from another church. And he came and told me, bro, we will cry and sing. And I asked him, how? How, man? How does the future look for me?
Yeah.
And he told me, bro, we will cry and sing. You remember the song we sang? Because there is a song I'd sang, I'm More Than a Conqueror, and we sang together. I gave him the microphone. We were like collaborating in our church. And I told him, you're more than a conqueror. We shall sing in that altar and sing. So that, and cry. So at the same time, I went back to, so I decided to go back to, he told me, let's meet in church on Sunday.
And so after 5 months,
after 5 months,
finally went back.
That Sunday of going back to church, I was contemplating not going. I saw his text. And he told me, Bran, I'm praying for you. We are going. And I saw this guy he has me in the spirit. God is using him to. And I went to church. I sat at the tent, the back seat of the tent. And God sent a young man, and that young prophet told me, you look like you lost a loved one. You lost something so precious to you. I showed him my wedding ring. I told him, I lost my wife. And he told me, God is saying that he will give you peace. I got irritated. Why would you give me peace and you had a chance to heal her?
Yeah.
You understand the questions you have to a father. I don't want peace. So what happened is that the next Sunday, I knew that I can't hide from my father. I can't hide from God. Many of us hide. But when you hide, you just allow the devil to just steal you and crush you, just isolate you. See how I love watching animals documentaries. A lion will isolate to crush you. So the next Sunday I said, I can't run away from him.
Yeah.
I was in the sanctuary. I could not stay at a tent.
Yeah.
That day, the pastor who was preaching was Prophet Cindy Jacobs. And I remember specifically something she said. She lost her sister to cancer. And And she said, and she stopped trusting God for people's healing. And God asked her, why did you stop trusting me for other people's healing? Allow your sister to rest with me and
continue
hope again.
work.
That was my word. That I can allow my Wairimu to rest. And I
So
hope.
that you can-
And I hope again.
I love that. And you see, sir, that's also translated to what you're doing right now with Bliss Foundation.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling today? As we wrap up the show, tell us also what, just briefly, what the foundation is all about, how we can find you and support you in any way.
Yeah, wow. Right now, I think I'm somewhere. God is just, I had to allow God. I had to allow God to walk with me because He knows my future. Let me tell you, when I look, a few months ago, when I could look, you see, you know Mirage. When on a tarmac road, when you see there is
Like
water.
Water.
Then when
belly,
you're walking,
there's
it keeps
nothing.
moving, keeps
Yeah.
moving. That is what I was seeing. Like, what is in the future for me, God? But as I partner with Him, I'm seeing birthing of a foundation whereby we are spreading love and hope, that you can go through stuff and still rise again. You can bury and birth. You can lose a business and reconstruct and just allow God to pick up those pieces and just make them something. Understand?
Yeah.
So this year, being a year of rebuilding, I decided to partner with the Holy Spirit because He has been my friend. He has been what a friend we have in Him. So he and as I partner with Him, He's showing me that there is something for you to be done. The girl ran her race. It's now time. And
For you to do
I
it.
remember last week Him telling me something which I wrote. Tragedy is not when you go through stuff. Tragedy is when you allow what you have gone through deter you from realizing what lays ahead.
I love that.
Understand?
Yeah.
So sometimes we wallow in our pain and our past, and we forget that there's still some ground to be covered.
There is a
And
lot.
that ground cannot be covered by you alone. You need people. I've talked about that man of God who has surrounded me with so much love. Jakes, you know, he has been like my father. He has
And
been,
I love also when you talk about the quote, when I think about what's happening currently in the country, tragedy is not what happens.
Yeah.
It's about allowing what happens to affect who we are.
Exactly.
And to get into our souls and affect our person.
Yeah.
So I really love that. Let me end it on that note, because that's a beautiful place to end it.
Yeah.
But tell us where we can get you on socials, our viewers, if
Okay.
maybe on platforms on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. If you have a number, maybe you can share and we can reach out after.
Okay. So for to find me, I'm documenting my story to just reach out to people through a YouTube channel. I stopped recording due to some reasons, but one of you in the team just came and is helping me to just finalize documenting the story. I'm running a YouTube channel called Brian Bliss, where we spread love and hope after loss.
I
Understand?
love that.
So if you go to YouTube and you search Brian Bliss, you'll be able to find me. You can subscribe. Let's spread love and hope. Bliss Impact is it's just a charity kind of a thing whereby I look forward. I've just started. Actually, I'm working on my web presence, my website, blissimpact.org. So if you go there, in the next couple of weeks, I'll be launching my website. So what we want to do generally just to work with couples who are going through such a season or even tougher ones.
Yeah.
You know, because some of us, if I did not have people I could talk to, it could have been tough.
It would
So
have
can
been.
we have a secure place whereby a man or rather a couple can come? Because
I love
if I can go
that.
back to someone, the doctors in Aga Khan said 50% of couple who go, and one of them is diagnosed with such a serious chronic illness, the next chemotherapy session, one of them does not come. So can
you
we stick
need
together?
support.
Can we stick together even during the journey?
And that's exactly what Bliss Impact
Exactly.
does. I really love that. So we'll check out blissimpact.org and then Brian Bliss on YouTube. Let us follow him, subscribe.
Yeah.
I really love this story. It's very impactful. Unfortunately, the time yetu imesonga. But the thing I'm taking away from your story is, regardless of the pain, you get to decide how you use the pain. you get to decide what you do about that, whatever is going on. Because your story does not end when a tragic thing happens. It's up to you to decide how you continue. I really love that. And I hope you take that away from Brian this evening, because we're going through a lot as a country. We are in mourning, and tragedy does not mean whatever you've gone through. It's about you allowing whatever has gone through and everywhere around to affect you. That is my takeaway from the conversation. Follow him, reach out, support, and also follow us at Y254 to get updates. We're going to be live again next week, Thursday evening, 7:10 to 8:10, and we'll also have this on YouTube, so check it out there. I'll see you guys next Thursday.